University of Vanderbilt commit. He'll take it from his own 30-yard line, and it's been a slow-moving first half here, Dan. Yet another drive here for Team East that's starting inside their own end. Your impressions of what Team East has really brought to the forefront thus far? They lead 3-0 with 4:42 to go before halftime.
Well, they've brought a lot better defense than they have offensive. They've shown us what they could do defensively, not really giving the West much anything in the pass game. Everything that the West has done, it's been through the run game, and it's been the quarterback who's been running the ball a lot more efficiently than the running backs have. So it's been a defensive battle, and I would say a lot of it has to do with the game rules. Offenses are limited, so the defenses will shine tonight.
Kyle Shermer, who's been right around 40% completions thus far. He lines up out of the gun, a play-action fake and a bootleg. Looking, throws on the run. It's a low pass intended for his main target, and he's knocked out of bounds. That is Travion Samuel, the University of Louisville commit, with a low diving grab for a gain of 8.
Not the best throw by Shermer, but still got it to him, and if it's thrown in the vicinity, you better catch it.
And that's a running back converted receiver, Travion Samuel, who is the 187th best player in the country, according to ESPN Top 300. Made a real nice play there. A second and short, handoff up the middle, and that'll be a gain of about 1 or 2. Eric Swinney had to lean ahead, but yet it'll be about a half-yard short of the marker, 3rd and inches.
So Sweeney and Shermer are the guys leading the way for the East, and instantly having a drive put together. Let's see if some more rhythm can be developed by both guys.
Jackson Harris, the University of Georgia commit. He's the tight end. It's a 3-wide set. Into the game is Larry Scott at the halfback position. He'll get the call up the middle, cut back 40. He's got a first down, shimmies 45, and is wrestled backwards after he needed 1 but gained 7. Larry Scott moves the chains.
Larry Scott showing us his tough running ability. Just keeps moving his feet, moves the pile, and now East is driving.
And they lead 3-0. The clock moves under 3:29 to go before the break, and they could go a long way towards winning this game with a touchdown drive over the next 3.5 minutes. First down and 10. East lines up out of the pistol. Shermer will give up the middle to Larry Scott. Breaks out of 1 tackle, but not out of another, as Richard Moore, undeclared linebacker, is in there on the stop. It's a gain of 1. Again, welcome all to the Semper Fidelis All-American Bowl here at the StubHub Center in Carson, California. Dan Gadino, Nick Rice joining you. These are 99 of potentially the greatest overall players in the United States. And Kyle Shermer leads things. Vanderbilt commit under center at quarterback. Swings it out underneath the Larry Scott. Shakes out of a tackle and runs ahead for more. Make it a gain of 2, maybe 3 for number 3, Larry Scott. Now brings up a 3rd and long.
So 5th play here in this drive, and it's been a display of quarterback and running backs. Not a lot of wide receiver action going on.
Now, I believe only 1 reception for East by a wide receiver, and that was the play to Travion Samuel. None for Team West. It has been your juggernaut type of running game, cloud of dust after a gain of 2 or 3. It has really been an ugly ball game here from Carson, California. Your type of one play will make the impact football game. And all of a sudden, with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go, we have a stoppage as Team East has called their first charge timeout. They face a 3rd and long.
So with both offenses playing shotgun style, spread offense, you would think the wide receivers would be a lot more involved.
They have
not
been
the case tonight.
Non-existent.
It's been a quarterback's running ability and the running backs getting the simple dump-offs and just the simple handoffs.
We did see the one drop, if you will, by Kama Siverind, a wide receiver. That would have really changed things here complexion-wise in this football game. 3rd and long if you're Team West. What's the play call here?
Well, you got to go to a wide receiver finally. And, of course, past the first down yard marker. Obviously.
That has been part of the problem in this football game. Team East is 1-2 here in the 3 All-American Bowls. Of course, both of their losses have come by a combined 10 points. It was 7 in 2014, and it was only by 3 back in 2012, 17-14. West was able to pull ahead in that football game.
In each of those games, it's whoever wins the turnover game that has won the game.
It's the case for almost every football game, as on a third down, it'll be a quarterback keep for a first, sideline 45. And the QB will ramble out of bounds after, on a 3rd and 8, a pickup of 13 yards. Kyle Shermer, abracadabra, moves the chains.
Kyle Shermer, known for a pocket passer now, gets to the East a first down, and again, the theme continues. It's the quarterback's ability to run and get himself out of the way of the pressure to get a first down.
He threw for over 228 yards and 30 touchdowns as a junior at La Salle High School. He'll give on a 1st down and 10 to Larry Scott, and he dives ahead for a gain of 9. Right near the first down to the 29-yard line. We talked earlier about the play call, if you will, on a 3rd down, and it's just been one of those type of days where really the playbook that you design all week, throw it out the window. These quarterbacks are running, they're throwing screens. Yeah. It's anything but the type of game plan you mentioned. 2nd down and short, a low snap, scoops it off the deck. Shermer hit as he throws, going long, caught inside the 5, touchdown, Team East. Going to his main target, that's Tristan Payton, USC commit with catch number 1, and what a time to do it. He's in the end zone with 1:27 to go.
USC is blessed, and they're definitely loaded this upcoming season, even with Tristan Payton, just 6'1", 180, and he's just showing you his ability to catch the ball. Just smooth sailing into the end zone, beats his defender by at least 3 to 4 yards, and gives us the hush-hush, that finger.
He was out of First Coast High School in Florida. He had 15 TDs, and guys, expect him to make big plays in a school littered with Division I receivers.
Right.
You got Juju Smith, Adoree Jackson. We just saw the Riverside's own, that is, I'm losing
Whitney.
the name. Isaac Whitney, my apologies.
Who just committed.
Now you add Tristan Payton to the mix, and man, do you have a passing offense that's going to do some real great things next year? Add Tristan Payton in there.
It's funny how he's on the east side and he's banging on the west. I mean, he gets a touchdown.
He's not the only one.
Right.
As we mentioned, or as we saw last week in the national playoff picture, SEC no longer a factor.
Yeah.
The ACC no longer a factor. The 2 teams left come out of the Pac-12 and Ohio State's own conference. What are they? The Big Ten.
Right.
That's
and
right.
I think the Pac-12 so far in this bowl season is 5-2.
Yeah.
I think
SEC is 1-7.
So the Pac-12 emerging.
Yeah.
And with Tristan Payton going over to SC, great pickup for them. It's great.
I think SC is well on its way because they return their quarterback to a potential national championship season.
And
here's playoff
one thing.
season.
USC is starting to remind me of that old school, the U.
Yeah.
Miami. You know, they
Right.
got the young freshmen coming in, Adoree, Juju,
Yeah.
Damian Mama. So
they're making big plays
Yeah.
this year. Could
That's
you
right.
imagine as juniors and seniors if they stick around for their senior season? Team West has got a real nice return here. That's Malik Lovett, Redlands East Valley wide receiver, who runs out at the 34-yard line. We do have extracurriculars down on the field as John Humphrey is getting into it for Team East.
So it took nearly a whole half to get the players involved emotionally.
Now they're involved.
A lot of bad blood boiling between both sides. So it's good to see that finally.
Now we'll see what Brian Lewerke has here in the whole, here between the shoulder pads, if you will. What kind of heart does he have? Brian Lewerke trailing by 10 with 1:19 to go before halftime will begin this drive from their own 34. Following the touchdown pass to the number 12 best receiver in the country, that was Tristan Payton to kind of open up things here from Carson. Down by 10. Lewerke will take a deep shot going sideline and has his man for a gain of 11, maybe 12 to number 12. That's Lavon Alston for catch number 1, move the chains. And as we've seen, both West and East have had no problems between the 20s. It's when they get in the red zone, how are they able to respond? Team West is 0 for 1, East is 2-0. Lewerke floats it deep down the field going Alston's way, but incomplete into double coverage, make it 2nd and 10.
So just a small correction, Nick. That's John Kolar. So officially the number 3 pocket passer in the country is in.
Oh, wow. Yeah, they have a new one into the ball game. John Kolar.
Committed to Oklahoma State. So
6'4", 190. I believe he has the size. He also has had quite the production as well.
And he's only going to get bigger inside the weight room.
Kolar only trails Blake Barnett, Alabama commit, and Josh Rosen, who's going to UCLA, as the other two receivers pocket passers. Kolar fumbles the football, but the referees do call it incomplete. He was stripped away by Team East's own Shermer. Now make it 3rd and 10. All of a sudden here, Team West in a hole, trailing by 2 possessions.
So the East is a little upset because they think it was a fumble instead of a forward pass.
And I would be upset too. We're looking at the instant replay, and that looked pretty darn close to being a Kolar fumble. It would have been a scoop and score for Team East. Trailing by 10, West looking to throw. Kolar, a back shoulder throw, good to his backup running back. And he'll ramble out of bounds after a gain of 5. That was Jamichael Hasty, Baylor commit, out of bounds. But it does bring up here for Team West a 4th down and 5.
So with 55 seconds, we'll see if Kolar can manage a drive.
He is going for it.
So
why not? It's a meaningless football game. I don't understand why they didn't go for it earlier. John Kolar, the number 3 quarterback in the country, according to the ESPN Top 300, lines up here in the gun. Back to throw. Kolar with the bootleg. All sorts of time. Floats it long into 2 different receivers, but they run into each other, both Lovett and Humphrey. But they call it incomplete. Well, it was going to 2 different receivers, and they both forced the incompletion.
Kolar definitely showing us accuracy. It's just a confusion between the wide receiver and between
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah,
Humphrey had himself a 1st down. Lovett ran right into the wideout.
Yeah.
And what's been the story of the first half, Team West is just beating themselves. Lovett played about as good as defense as any on Team East. It's been that type of night here for Team West. They trail by 10, and East has the football. It could have been an even worse ball game if it weren't for that fumble overturned for an incompletion. There's 49 seconds to go. Lawson is under center, and he'll take a keeper across midfield between the hashes. Breaks to the outside, squirms out of 1 tackle, but not out of another. Finally wrestled down after a gain of 5. That play took 10 seconds, Dan. They're down to 35.4 seconds to go, and Team East will burn their 2nd charge timeout.
East coach Rich Hansen read your mind. He said, I better call timeout. And so with 35 seconds to end this first half, I would say East is trying to put the game away. I mean, 17 points would look nice to that 0 for the West.
Well, really, you take a look at Team East, and they were the heavy favorites coming in, and they really have come to the forefront. Guys like Dwayne Lawson, committed to Virginia Tech. Tristan Payton, who caught the touchdown, committed to USC. We saw both Swinney and Larry Scott, Michigan State and Ole Miss, respectively. Well, these are players that we could see as potential NFL players in the next couple of years.
That's for sure. It's funny how we were talking about where the playmakers at. We haven't seen them, and as soon as we say that, we see that touchdown pass.
And the strip sack, which should have been a strip sack, if you will.
And right now, right off the bat, it seems as if the East team is the more technically sound team. They look a lot more cleaner and polished as a group.
Well, Tristan Payton, with all of 35 seconds to go, will take it out of the gun. Sideline pass, low but scooped off the deck. That'll be for a gain of about 12 out to his backup receiver. That's Tristan Payton, and he's got it for another 1st down. Move the chains.
So the 1st down will stop the clock, and we'll see the East now try to hurry up. We'll see if they take a snap or they spike it.
Tristan Payton, 2 catches, one of which is a touchdown, lines up as the lone receiver to the right-hand side. The game clock is down to 18. Lawson looking to throw, hangs it over the middle, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to his other wideout, that is Travion Samuel, at it inside the 5, but the bone-jarring collision knocked the football loose.
Travion Samuel, committed to Louisville, just got popped. And that's why the ball got jarred.
Eric Lee was on the collision out of Oklahoma. Now it'll be a 2nd down and 10. Lee committed to Oklahoma State as well here, Dan, to go along with John Kolar, quarterback for West. We're down to 12 seconds to go. Dwayne Lawson leading by 10, takes it from his own 35. Looking left. Plenty of protection. Hangs it to the end zone. Incomplete. Tristan Payton almost made it 2 for 2 into the end zone. Now make it, I believe, 4th down. Now 3rd and 10.
It was difficult to tell whether that was in the